This is the CC Radio Podcast. Hey guys, welcome to Comic Confidential, the weekly show where we discuss our favorite things from popular culture. My name's Cade.
And my goddamn name is Troy. All right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Welcome.
I don't mean to sound sad, but you know, I am. You know why?
Why?
Because I haven't seen the Far From Home trailer yet.
Oh, Troy. What are you doing with yourself?
I know. You said that we'd watch it today, and we didn't.
Oh, I did say that.
Yeah.
I did say. I feel sad now.
No, we're all sad.
We're all sad. This is a sad episode. Welcome to the saddest episode of Comic Confidential.
I'm going to get to it because you've talked it up and you've said it's really good.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm going to check it out. But this week we are discussing our top 5 most underrated movies. But before we do that, there's a couple of things you guys can do to help support the show.
The first thing, the best thing, the greatest thing that you can probably do is just give us a 5-star rating on iTunes.
That's right, and a few of you have.
Yeah, actually, we got like a good little bump in there. So well done, everybody.
Thank you so much. The other thing you can do is visit patreon.com/ComicConPod and help support the show. And we have just upgraded our tiers. So there's a whole bunch of different stuff that's happening now.
Guess what? If you support at the right level, you can actually give us a topic for this show.
That's right.
That's dangerous.
If you support at a different level, you can get access to 3 different shows a month.
Damn, that's a lot of podcasts.
Yeah. I'm not trying to oversell it.
Yeah.
But that's 3.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
When I saw that, I was like, shit, we have so much work.
Yeah. We've probably put it on ourselves, but we'll get there.
We'll do it.
We'll get there. And what's the other thing they can do?
The final thing they can do is join our listener community on Facebook. So simply search Comic Confidential Listener Community, where you can hang out with us and all these other absolutely beautiful people.
Damn straight. Now, Kate, how do you define an underrated movie?
Oh, now this is interesting because there's multiple ways you can look at it. You can look at it as a critically underrated movie.
Yep.
So something that it's been poorly rated by the critics, but it is maybe a cult classic.
Yeah, like something that you loved but kind of nobody else did.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So yeah, that's 2 ways. So you could love it, or popular culture could give it a good boost. And a good example of that is kind of Step Brothers.
Okay. Yeah.
Universally panned.
Yep.
By every critic out there. I think it has like a 30% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But you find one person that doesn't like that movie.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
You won't.
Yeah.
You can't. Other ways, I guess, it's kind of like if, maybe nobody went and saw it in the cinemas when it came out.
Yeah.
So, financially, it did terribly, but the movie itself is good.
Yeah, I think a good example of that, and I'm not saying that this movie is good, but Blade Runner 2049.
Well, that movie is good.
I'm just saying.
You literally just said, I'm not going to say this movie is good.
Or bad. That's what I'm trying to get to. I'm not giving judgment on it, but I'm just saying that movie...
Even though you literally have on this podcast before.
Mind you, that movie was long and boring.
It was long. It was nearly 3 hours, I feel.
Yeah. It was like looking at art.
But you know what? I really enjoyed it, but I've never gone back and rewatched it.
No one would.
Because it's just too long.
It's way too long.
It's too long.
You know what that is? That's perfect background pictures.
Yeah.
For have that on your TV, but just have it on mute.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because nothing's happening.
Yeah, it's something pretty for when you're around with your friends.
Yeah.
And you're having talks about
your feelings.
Whatever friends talk about, I don't know. But yeah, when you're doing that and you can just have that on the background and there's Ryan Gosling in that amazing looking coat.
That's a pretty good coat.
It's like the second best coat behind the Bane coat from the Dark Knight Rises.
Yuck, no.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You don't like the Bane coat?
I do not like anything about that Bane.
Oh, you and I need to have a chat. Anyway, you and I are going to discuss our personal top 5 underrated movies. Hey, and maybe these guys listening out there, maybe they'll discover something great.
Maybe.
But did you have any parameters for putting your list together or anything, any strange rules that you set yourself?
No. I basically, I've gone with movies that aren't hugely successful or movies that aren't highly rated by critics. I mean, nothing in my list is what you would really call an absolute failure.
Right.
But they're movies that I feel need just a little bit more respect.
Okay.
Yeah. What about yourself?
Look, I tried to steer away from comic book movies because we have technically, and it was a long time ago, it was like episode 74 or something.
Yeah.
We did most underrated comic book movies.
That's true.
So I tried to stay away from it. However, every single one of my movies has some sort of, it's like 6 degrees of separation. I can bring it back to a comic book movie very easily within 1 degree of separation. And in fact, one of them is an actual comic book movie.
I have one. And I wonder if we have the same one.
I'm gonna put $5 dues on it that we don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that we don't.
All right. Do you want to start off with that one then?
Okay.
Yeah. So let's get that out of the way. What's that one for you?
Okay, that one for me is X-Men First Class.
Okay.
2011.
Yeah, definitely not the same.
Yeah, okay. So, look, with X-Men First Class, I think it's underrated in the sense of it revamped, and I know, like, nobody liked Apocalypse, and nobody seems to like Dark Phoenix, and it's not even out yet. But it revamped the X-Men franchise in a major way. And I think this is one of the best X-Men movies we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'd probably put it like just going out there. I'd probably put it second behind Days of Future Past.
Ooh.
Then I'd go First Class, then X2.
I was going to say, where's X2 in
Yeah,
this?
I know a lot of people love X2, and so do I.
Everyone loves X2.
Yeah, but this is how it works now, okay?
Okay, that's fair.
All right. But like this critically, it was pretty well received. 86% on Rotten Tomatoes.
This was released in like the glory time of comic book movies when they were first coming out. You had the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies coming out. You had this, and that was it.
Well, yeah, sort of. You'd already had like, because this is 2011, man, so don't get too carried away. But you already had like Iron Man and stuff like that had come out. But this was Fox's kind of real like foray back into the...
Yes.
You know, they tried to do like...
This is their soft reboot.
Yeah, their soft reboot. They had the X-Men Origins Wolverine, I think, was before this. And that's a terrible movie.
That's the yuckiest.
But for a movie that had the cast that it did... So you've got James McAvoy, you've got the Fass, you've got Jennifer Lawrence before we all hated Jennifer Lawrence. You know, you've got such a great cast. It's directed by Matthew Vaughn, who's the director of Kick-Ass and Kingsman and stuff like that. Had a $160 million budget.
Oh, damn, that's big.
Yeah, but it only brought back $350 million. Like,
Ooh.
so, you know, it's technically, obviously it spawned, you know, 2 more movies. But I just think when people talk about the new X-Men movies... They're talking about Days of Future Past or how shit Apocalypse was, and they keep forgetting about First Class, hence why it's underrated.
That's fair. And you know what's one thing I've noticed about the X-Men movies?
What's that?
Every movie before Apocalypse wasn't marketed very well.
Yeah.
Whereas I think when they got to Apocalypse, they're like, well, we need to do some magic in the marketing department here.
Yeah.
And that movie, that was kind of... You couldn't look at a screen without seeing something for X-Men Apocalypse.
But remember the giant billboard where it had Apocalypse choking Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah.
And that's the way, like, in that day and age, they were trying to market that movie. That did not go down well.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay, so what's your comic book movie then?
Okay, so my comic book movie is Watchmen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's... very divisive of what you think of Zack Snyder, but this movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you get the extended edition, and you need a week to watch it.
Yeah,
and that's just as good, man.
Yeah. Look, I do like it.
You got to see everything that was kind of in that graphic novel up on the big screen.
Yeah,
and it kind of happened in a way that you don't know, how is this going to happen? Like, how are you going to do a man that's like pure energy in blue?
And he's got his dick out.
And he's wanging around
the whole time.
You're
like, you're going to get a guy just with his dick out?
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what you're going to do.
It's like, that is like perfection.
Yeah.
To say that we are so happy that some guy had his wang out from a comic,
Oh,
and we're
man.
like over the moon about it.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
Yeah, what are you going to do? So yeah, I think Watchmen is one of the most underrated comic book movies of all time.
Yeah.
And I don't care like what you think of Zack Snyder or anything like that, but this movie is almost a piece of art, much like what Blade Runner 2049 is.
Yeah. Well, this has one of the best, I think, opening scenes. So even when we're talking about the opening credit scenes, and then when you go into the comedian verse, can't say because I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen a 10-year-old movie.
That's older than that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's like
13 years old.
No, it's like 2007 or 2008.
It's getting close to 13 years. Yeah.
But either way, I'm still not going to spoil it, just in case people haven't seen it. Because you never know, they might not have, and this might be the thing that pushes them to go and see it.
Now, what's your thoughts on them not doing the big tentacle monster?
I think it probably worked best.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. So, because I think as crazy as it is that you have a man that's pure energy,
Yeah.
and
With his wang out.
with his wang out, and can do anything he wants, and just visits Mars because he can,
Yeah.
and just creates big Earth machines of whatever that was.
Yeah. No one knows.
No one knows. They were just showing off.
Yeah.
They're like, look at our
this
CGI.
look at this random thing I can make.
Yeah.
Look at the cogs.
What was that?
I don't know.
Someone let me know. I'm sure it had to be something.
Look, I'm sure, because I haven't read the graphic novel in a long time, and I don't know if it explains it or if they even do that same thing. Haven't seen the movie for a while either, but I don't know if I think it's just a thing.
I think it's just something to look cool at. Like, look what I can do.
Yeah. It's like, mate, we're already looking at your dick.
Yeah.
We don't need this giant thing. But anyway, I think if they had have gone Tentacle Monster, it would have, Watchmen is quite grounded.
Yes, it is. And
so
if they did
despite all that,
it would have just went to another level of goof.
Yeah.
It would have been a goof movie.
Yeah, exactly. How good was Rorschach?
Oh my goodness.
So good.
The Mask.
Absolutely.
The Mask on point.
Have you seen Have you seen the picture that's apparently the mask
No good for the TV series?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rubbish.
Yep.
We'll see how
I don't
that
know
goes.
if that's actually it, but it
looks like
terrible.
a potato sack over his head.
Yeah.
It's no good.
All right. Should we move on?
Let's move on.
Okay. I want to talk about I never thought I'd do this on the show,
Oh, okay.
so I apologize in advance to
What are you
everyone.
doing?
I'm going to talk about a romantic comedy.
Oh my goodness. I feel like there's a Ryan Reynolds movie in
There's one of the Ryans.
Oh,
It's a Ryan Gosling.
okay.
The better Ryan, some might say.
Oh, controversial.
Yeah. This is 2011's Crazy Stupid Love.
Very good movie.
You have seen it?
Steve Carell.
He's in it.
Yep. I rate this movie.
Yeah. Look.
It's one of the best gifts I've ever seen in my life of Ryan Gosling being,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Look, I think with this one in particular, so this is 2011. I saw this movie in 2017 for the first time.
What?
Yeah. Never heard of it in my life.
Are you kidding? This movie was like massive when it came out.
When it first came out, yeah. But I think, like, for me, it wasn't until my girlfriend sort of said, hey, check out this movie. I really like it. And I'm like, okay, then fine. And I checked it out, and I absolutely loved it, man. I thought it was so good. And it really it kicked off that whole Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, like, on-screen
Yes.
pairing that we all love.
I think they became a couple after this.
They've never been together.
I'm pretty sure they did.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Okay, one of us will look it up at
Not
some
me.
point after this. I'm not going to waste a Google on it, but I'm pretty sure because she was with Andrew Garfield for the longest time. Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I am right.
Yeah, you are.
So I don't think they were ever together, but they have done 3 movies. They've done this, Gangster Squad, and La La Land together. And plus Steve Carell. Steve Carell got
Carell.
like hot granddad.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? But I just really like the way the movie's done.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It's nice, and it's got that twist at the end that I did not see coming.
Oh,
But I can't talk about it.
yeah, you can't. Spoilers.
Spoilers. We're not going to spoil any of these things. But yeah, look, financially, it did make a lot of money for one of these type of movies. Like, I think I've got it as a $50 million budget, and it brought back 142, which isn't crazy money. It's not stupid money.
But you're not going to get that from one of these movies.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But it's still pretty good. But, critically, it's like 7.4 or something on IMDb.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I think underrated because I've never heard of it until I saw it. and nobody. You've never spoken about it, is my point. You've apparently seen this movie that you love, and at no point did you ever come to me and say, hey, why don't you check out Crazy Stupid Love?
All right. Well, after this, I'll give you a list of romantic comedies that I rate that you can go watch.
Sounds good.
By yourself.
Well, I think the biggest thing was maybe because I wasn't in a huge Steve Carell phase because I had never seen The Office.
And I was like, just officing it up big time.
Exactly. All right. So what's your... Not even number 4 because apparently we're not doing numbers anymore. But what's another one for you?
My next one, Troy, is it's a movie I know that you love and I love.
Okay,
but it's a forgotten movie in this man's, I guess, arsenal.
Okay,
that's True Lies.
Oh, yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
could you call it underrated?
I call it underappreciated.
Okay.
Because this movie is absolutely fantastic. It's like an action. It's like a comedy. It's one of Arnold's...
It's a spy movie.
It's a spy movie.
Yeah.
It's everything that you want from an Arnold movie. It's just so good. It's cheesy.
Yeah.
It's actiony.
Yeah.
It's sexy.
It is sexy.
Do it slow.
Do it sexy.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, and then...
There's a horse in an elevator.
There's a horse in an elevator. There's a jet on the side of a building.
Oh, how cool are those Harrier jump jets?
Amazing.
That they weren't cool before that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like anyone who has a military force, they're like, well, we need to get these now.
Now we need to get these movies. Did you see these things? Did you see True Lies?
And it has Arnie's classic one-liners.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he's in that plane, he's like, "You're fired."
Yeah.
There.
Look, it is in my opinion. I would say Arnie's best movie.
I think it is easily his best movie.
Maybe second to Jingle All the Way.
Oh, Jingle All the Way is good.
It's a close second.
Yeah.
No. It's daylight between True Lies and Jingle All the Way. But I guess the only reason why... Because I thought a lot of people thought that way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I wouldn't have thought underrated, but I guess underappreciated. Because when you think about Arnie, you think about like Terminator, you think about... I don't know.
Terminator,
Predator,
things like that.
Commando, those sorts of things.
You're not thinking of like a white collar spy movie.
Yeah, and you should because it's brilliant.
Because it's amazing.
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis is in this.
Yes, she is.
Absolutely kills it.
Kills it.
Like literally.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Tom Arnold's in it and actually funny.
Yes.
And that man was married to Roseanne for a while, so that's got to be tough.
Is that a joke or
no? That's for real. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what can you say about this thing? This would be my one of my girlfriend's favorite movies of all time.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
You made a good decision in keeping her around.
I did.
Yeah.
It was only because of that.
Yeah. So what you do, if you want to test your girl out there, guys, you go by True Lies.
Yeah. And see if she likes it.
Yeah, if she likes it, she's a keeper.
It's like 25 years on or something, but...
It's still
good.
It's so good. I'm going to watch that this weekend.
Yeah.
I have very limited watching time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to dedicate it to this.
Yeah. You know what's annoying, though? Because this happens all the time. Like, I'll think of a movie that I want to watch.
And it's not on any
it's
streaming.
Not on anything.
Yeah.
There was literally a movie that You Were Never Really There with Joaquin Phoenix, right?
Okay.
It's been out in the cinemas. It's been out for a long time. Like, I think you can get it on DVD.
Wow.
You can get it on DVD. You know where you can't get it? iTunes Australia. I was going to pay money for this movie, and I cannot. So, anyway.
Where's the justice in
Where's
that?
the justice? But that happens all the time. You're like, I'm going to watch this, and you look for it everywhere, and you're like, oh, well, I guess I'm going to have to go back to being a bloody
Dirty
Australian pirate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you put your eye patch on, and you go to Kick-Ass Torrents. And there you go.
That's it.
Yeah. So my number next one, is a movie that came out in 2014. It's a movie set almost entirely on a train. No, it's not Under Siege 2.
If you say Snowpiercer.
It's Snowpiercer.
Oh, no.
How do you not like Snowpiercer?
It took me 3 goes to watch this movie.
What?
Yeah. And you know what's the only thing I take from this movie?
What?
Is Chris Evans, like his character, crying, saying, you know what's the worst thing about this? Is that I know babies taste the best.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Who cares, mate?
What?
This movie was like, I don't know.
It's 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, so
Yeah,
critics will agree with me.
Well, guess what, Troy? Fuck a critic and fuck this movie. I don't rate this like big time.
Really?
I didn't get anything from it.
I've seen this movie 3 times, and I loved it every time.
Really?
I'll watch it again. I'm waiting for the TV series. That's apparently coming.
Oh, please no.
Yeah.
Does it continue after?
I don't know.
Well, then that's
I
ridiculous.
would say it would be a prequel. Because not much happens after. Can't talk about it because spoilers. This movie is only 4 years old. But it's set predominantly, pretty much all except for like the last 30 seconds of the movie is set on a train.
Yeah.
That's probably a spoiler. Oops. But this is, this is what I really like about this movie is that it's so kind of contained and claustrophobic, yet the action and the story is still really well done. Like you're basically on a train. There's class systems. There's like the conductor or whatever is, he's right up the front, and it's basically these guys back in the lowest class in the furthest cabin need to try to get to the front just because they want to eat sushi.
Is that what it is?
Well, effectively, yeah. It's like, why should the people at the front of the train have all the sushi?
Wow.
It's not just sushi, but you know what I mean.
I feel like it is.
But I just like the setting. Like the setting, it's like, the global warming or whatever it is that's caused this thing has like caused the Earth to completely freeze over. And all that's left of humanity is on this train that just does loops
Of the Earth.
Is it effectively?
Is it the Earth or just like a continent?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they say it's the Earth.
It takes they do mention, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but they do mention how long it takes to do a complete rotation and stuff like that. Yeah, but I can't remember. But the train's going super fast. But apparently outside is uninhabitable because it's so cold.
Or is it?
So they eat babies, sort of. I don't want to spoil that either.
Well, I guess it is a replenishable food source. If you want to be technical.
Well, you're not wrong. You're wrong. Like, it's wrong. But you're not wrong. I don't know why you don't like this movie. That's all I can say.
Yeah, look, maybe it's because I watched it just off the back of Captain America.
Did you see?
I didn't enjoy Captain America a lot. And I'm like, Chris Evans.
Didn't you see the fight scene in the cabin with all the axes when they go through tunnels and it's just pitch black, but then it comes back and they're like all just like whacking at each other with axes?
Yes. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Oh, my God. You just say things to make me angry sometimes, I swear.
Look, I was already saying I didn't enjoy this movie before you even told me what it was.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know what? Fuck your opinions. What's your next movie?
All right. So I got a couple here, and I don't know where I'm going to go. What number are we up to?
It would be 3.
2, 3?
3.
Okay. 3?
Yep.
I'm going to go with District 9.
Okay.
District 9.
Not bad.
A very, very underrated movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that's because it was such a polarizing movie because of what the political climate was in South Africa at that point in time.
Well, potentially, yeah.
But I think this movie is absolutely fantastic, and it's kind of criminal that we haven't got a sequel to this one yet.
Could you get a sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, because...
I suppose.
I mean... I'm going to talk a little bit spoilery because I can't talk about why a sequel could work.
Yeah.
Is because our main actor in this movie, the main dude, is slowly getting transformed into what everyone in this movie calls a cockroach.
Yeah. Which is like just an alien.
And just an alien.
Yeah.
And by the end of the movie, he's like fully converted into an alien.
Yeah. You should probably get him on your show, Believe.
Yeah, that would be great. Here it's out of this world.
Yeah.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Yeah, look, I really enjoyed this movie as well. This is from Neil Blomkamp, who is also South African.
Yes.
So that's a thing. But what I really want is the damn Aliens movie that we were promised by director Neil Blomkamp.
Oh, really?
That's not happening anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a thing, and everybody was so pumped for it because his movies were like really good.
Yeah.
And he was going to do it, and
What
it
happened
just
to
never
him?
happened. Hey?
What happened to him? Did he just like fall off the radar?
He made Chappie. and no one,
Yeah,
no
that's
one
what
watched
happened.
it. Yeah, he made Chappie, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you know what?
Hey, man, you
We're
tried.
falling out of love with you."
Yeah.
And then he made a couple of short movies that did really well, like just with like critically and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
And then there was all the talk about the Alien movie, and that just never happened.
Such a letdown.
Yeah,
Such a
just like
letdown.
Chappie.
Yeah.
But District 9.
District 9, very good.
Yep.
Great action all the way through.
Yep.
It's over like a span of a couple of days.
Yep.
And holy man, like you just can't look away from the screen, because if you do, you're going to miss something amazing.
Yeah.
And you'll be lost because the story moves so damn quick.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I do rate it. And I like the fact that it has a story underneath that can be used in the real world.
Yeah.
As well. So
Depends how deep you want to go. This movie has layers, Troy. They call it the onion.
yeah, they definitely do.
Because you end up crying at the end of it.
Yeah, when old mate becomes an alien.
An alien,
Yeah.
and he's just clicking away, and he's never coming back.
Yeah, that's fair.
That other guy was lying to him.
It's true.
Like he took a leap of faith and did not pay off.
Yeah, all right. Well, you really need to see the movie to understand any of that.
Yeah.
So if you haven't, maybe go check out District 9, even though you kind of know how it ends now.
Even though you don't really.
But you don't really, but it also, how you get there is all part of the fun. I'm going all the way back to 2005.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is my second oldest movie at 2005 on my list. This is 2005's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah.
I've never seen this movie.
I think you should, because it is quite good, and it is probably Shane Black's best but most underrated movie. Like, I don't know. I mean,
Is it better and more underrated than The Predator?
Oh, it's like 1,000 times better than that piece of shit.
Do they have choppers?
They don't have choppers. And
Do they have
never get
Olivia
to
Munn?
There's no Olivia Munn.
Well, you're not winning me.
There's like a Michelle Monaghan.
Okay.
That's something. But it's got Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And Val Kilmer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Batman vs. Iron Man.
Yeah, pre super fat Val Kilmer is in this. But it's just, this is probably Shane Black's like at his best. And because what he does, like, it's great action, but he has this way of having just like, effectively all it is just two guys talking to each other. But it's very witty. It's very satirical. Val Kilmer is amazing in this. Robert Downey Jr. This was kind of the comeback from him, from his kind of life of just doing all the coke.
Oh,
in
okay.
the world.
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure when this, like, his party boy lifestyle was happening.
Oh, he sort of like, it's not like he had never like not done things, but I think this was his first sort of big movie back. And yeah, this is kind of like 3 years before Iron Man. So this really sort of picked him back up and brought him back into the limelight. I call it underrated because it had a budget of $15 million and it made $15.3 million at the box office. So nobody went and saw this movie. And I think that's, probably partly testament to, the reach that the movie had at the time.
Yep.
But also due to the fact that just nobody really knew about it.
Fair enough.
And they should, because it's great. If you haven't seen this, I recommend strongly seeing it. Also, see The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling as well, also by Shane Black.
Oh, really?
Really good.
There you
Kinda
go.
like you could almost call it like a modern day version of that, even though that's only 2005. It's very similar in the sense of the character interactions and all that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
My next one, Troy.
Yes.
And I think this is going to be right down your alley because you're a big fan of this gentleman.
Okay.
The movie is Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you this. My last movie is a Kevin Smith movie also.
Oh, is it? I think I know what one that's going to be.
Maybe. Maybe you don't.
I'm pretty sure I do. We'll
All
see.
right. Okay.
We'll see.
All right.
All right. Yeah,
Zack
so
and
Zack and
Miri
Miri Make a Porno had absolutely nothing really going for it. And, I mean, the cast was...
Great.
It was great.
Yeah.
But it was kind of... Kevin Smith made this. It's like... How is it? I don't even know how to fathom it. It's like when you have a look at a lot of Kevin Smith's recent work,
Yeah.
and then you see Zack and Miri Make a Porno, you're like, this is chalk and cheese. And I'm wondering if it's because the main difference is that he didn't finance this one.
No, I think the main... I don't know. I think the main difference is... I don't know. Because he did... he's labeled as being the writer of this movie.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was.
Yes.
So it
boggles me.
Yeah, he had. This was supposed to be his thing, right? This was supposed to be his kind of push from the indie movie into like, you know, the mainstream. Like, look at me, I'm Kevin Smith. I did Cop Out, but that was Bruce Willis's fault. But
that was Bruce Willis's fault, man. He was a fuckhead.
Fuck Bruce Willis.
Yeah. He doesn't even think Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Oh man, honestly, fuck that guy. But you know, he put together this incredible like group of people with Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks and Craig Robinson and, you know, sure, Jason Mewes is there too, but like, you know, whatever.
But he plays his part.
Yeah, he does.
It's not like he's they're doing Jay and Silent Bob. He's actually a character in this movie. He has something to do or someone to do.
Well, look, this is I'm not going to say that this is a thing, right? But this is technically the second movie on your list to feature full frontal male nudity.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Look, movies with dicks are underrated.
What can I say? More dicks on screen.
Yeah.
But there was something went wrong with this movie, and I like it. I think it's enjoyable. But yeah, just I don't know.
Yeah, it's the only comedy that's really going to feature on my list.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I think it's another one of those ones where you can either call it underrated or underappreciated.
Yeah.
I think it's possibly more underappreciated because there are a lot of things that in it are really, really good. It just seems like the least Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right, Troy, back over to you.
Okay, well, let's get into my final movie.
Now, your final movie?
Well, it is for me because I started. So this will be... Oh. Yeah, so it's going to flick back to you for your last one. But
that means my final one is going to be the winner because it's the best.
Sure.
Not that it's a competition, but...
It's definitely a competition.
Yeah.
Now, you said you'd be able to pick what Kevin Smith movie this is.
Yes.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, so it's definitely not Zack and Mary Make a Porno.
Correct.
It definitely won't be Tusk.
Correct. That won't make any list.
Yeah, look, it has to be...
Yoga Hoses.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Could you imagine?
I would flip this little recording table over.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you.
It's Clerks 2.
It is not Clerks 2.
Is it Clerks 1?
It's not Clerks 1.
What is it?
It's Chasing Amy.
Oh, of course it is. The only Kevin Smith movie that I haven't seen.
Yes. Now, taking you all the way back to 1997, so this is officially the oldest movie on my list. This is probably, like, in my personal opinion, it's not my favorite Kevin Smith movie, but I think it is his best, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So I much prefer Mallrats, but I understand that this is a much better movie. You've still got Ben Affleck in it.
Yeah.
He's still in it.
He's like 12 years old.
He's a little older than 12, but he's still beautiful. But I think like what this movie did was it showed that Kevin Smith at one point in his life was an absolutely terrific writer, an okay director. There's nothing spectacular like, you know, as far as camera work or anything in this movie. But the story in this and the way the characters interact with each other and the kind of like the kind of risque, sexy humor and all that sort of stuff that he does pretty well, I think is it's probably at its forefront here.
Yep.
And it's telling a story in 1997 that could probably fit perfectly in 2018 as well.
Okay, so it's pretty timeless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right.
And you know, I don't know. It's just I think he got $2 million, as in a budget of $2 million to make this movie, and he made $12 million off it. So
damn, okay, that's pretty massive.
So he was bankable. You know what I mean? He was starting to show that he had what it takes. And after this came one of my also very highly rated Kevin Smith movies in Dogma. But yeah, I don't know. It really kind of, and it showed the whole View Askewniverse kind of come together because there's references in this to events that happen in Clerks and Mallrats, even though the characters are the same. So you've got Jason Lee and Ben Affleck, who have been in Mallrats as different characters, but they reference those characters.
Ah, cool.
And stuff like that. Yeah, so it all kind of interconnects and stuff like that. And I really do think that this movie is, if you haven't seen this, you're probably missing out on Kevin Smith's best work.
Yeah.
As a filmmaker.
Okay, I have to go check this one out.
Yeah.
Can I stream it?
Yeah, somebody had it. I think it was either Stan. I'm going to say Stan had it.
Okay.
Recently, so I don't know if they still do. I have it on DVD if you've got a DVD player.
What's that?
It's like a digital versatile disc.
Okay.
And what it does is you have a machine. And you,
How versatile is it? Like, what can I do with it?
Oh, look, you can use it as it can play movies.
Okay, cool.
You can use it as a coaster,
Yeah.
a frisbee.
Damn.
If you like throw it at a wall and it breaks, you've got effectively knives.
Wow. Okay.
You yeah,
That's very versatile.
yeah. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
They don't make them anymore.
It's illegal. They're too versatile.
They're
They're
way
like
too
the Swiss
versatile.
Army knives of digital data.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Chasing Amy, yeah, do it. Absolutely do it. What's your last one?
Okay, my last one, and I know you're going to be spewing that this was not on your list.
I bet you I'm not.
You are.
I had a pretty good list. I had Crazy Stupid Love on this thing.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I'm so surprised. I'm shocked.
Me too.
Yeah.
Almost didn't make it.
Wow.
Yeah.
My final choice, Troy. The Cabin in the Woods.
See, it was on my list of 10, but the only reason I didn't put it on there is because I think fairly recently we did, like, I don't know if it was like a horror movie one or something.
Yeah, I think we spoke about our favorite horror movies.
Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
on my list then, so
Yeah,
I
it
left
was.
it off because
Okay.
of that. So yeah,
You don't want to double dip.
I don't want to double dip.
This movie is absolutely fantastic.
I love it.
I had zero expectations for it. Me and my wife put it on. I think it was on Netflix. Like, I didn't even see this when it was in the cinema. I didn't
Yeah.
even see it as a new release.
Yeah.
It was like one night we have this thing where we used to just go through. This is before we became a family and had fun.
Oh yeah, you had one of those baby things.
Yeah. Gross. Never have a baby if you enjoy watching TV
yeah.
or movies.
Sometimes podcasts.
Sometimes podcasts. I've already, you won't know this, but I've had to leave this room twice to go settle that damn baby.
But like the first time in the history of the podcast, there's been some actual magic editing.
Yeah.
In the middle. It's not the first time, but you know, it's rare.
It's rare. Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
But
Only when we've got to stop for babies.
and it's seamless. They won't know.
There's no way you guys will ever know that happened.
But
Talk
yeah,
to me about Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods, man. A very, very different looking Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Not as buff, but still as delicious.
Yeah.
This movie had, I guess, no expectations going for it because we were just like, oh, let's just put this on.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Watched it, and I loved every second of it.
Yeah.
I mean, these teenagers, they go to the woods, you know, they're drinking, they're getting high, they deserve to die.
Yeah, it's basically like it kind of follows for a while. It follows the same tropes
Yeah.
of like just about every other teen horror movie,
And you're like, oh, okay, I see what's going to happen
including
here.
random titties.
Yes. That's like B-grade movie,
Yeah.
like necessity.
Yeah, exactly. So they've even done let's get some titties out
Yeah.
because that's what B-grade horror movies do. But then it just takes a turn and it just flips it on its head. And
Yes.
it's so goddamn good. I know I spoke about it when we spoke about the horror movies, but
This has an ending that you will absolutely not see coming.
yeah. And I don't think we should talk about it
No, I don't think so either.
because it is still on Netflix, I think.
oh,
I
I'm going to
think-
rewatch it.
Yeah, so I think, any of you guys, every single one of you has Netflix.
Yes,
The
don't
whole-
even act like if you don't have it, you're stealing it off someone.
You're borrowing somebody's user ID.
Yeah.
If you don't, hey, hit me up.
Yeah, hit me up.
I'll let you use
I've got
mine.
like one of those fancy accounts where you can have like
5 screens
Yeah.
or something. Yeah. Do yourself a favor and check this movie
yeah,
out.
it's so good.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it really without kind of, getting a bit spoilery. But it's just, I think it's fantastic horror movie. You feel like it's going down a very familiar road. And then it just, probably the whole last half, maybe even.
I reckon it's not even the last half. I reckon it's the last third, maybe last quarter of this movie.
The last 15 minutes is wild.
Oh my god, you'll never see a movie that has a better like final scene to it than this.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Do you want to do a quick recap or something?
Oh,
of your movies?
Okay.
Just so people.
I'll see what I had here. So I had District 9, Watchmen, Zakamiri Make a Porno, True Lies, and The Cabin in the Woods.
Absolutely. And I had Snowpiercer. I was on there. X-Men First Class, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Crazy Stupid Love, and, of course, Chasing Amy.
Do you want to name a couple of your honourable mentions, Troy?
Oh, God. I don't have my list here. Oh, yes, I do. You tell me some of yours, and I'll bring my list up.
So I had The Pursuit of Happiness. Yeah, I know. It's very different. Swordfish. Because that was pretty underrated for what it was.
It was Hugh Jackman.
Had young Hugh Jackman. He had earrings. He had multiple earrings. Looked like a fuckwit in it, weird. Actually. Had Halle Berry, who famously... There's a lot of nudity in the movies that I'm picking. I'm starting to realise.
Yeah, there's no dicks in this one.
Yeah, no dicks. Had this famous scene, which was I think this scene was more famous than what the movie was.
Yeah.
Had John Travolta. Did you know John Travolta was bald?
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Because didn't he do that for that other movie that was terrible? There was one that he did that was Paris, something about Paris, and he was like a hitman, and he was bald in it.
Oh, no.
I don't know if he was doing it at the same time or something.
Weird.
Anyway, that movie was terrible.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called.
But what's cool about Swordfish is the bad guy wins.
Spoilers.
So, look, that movie's 20 years old.
And I don't think you actually mentioned it, but Halle Berry does get her boobs out.
Yeah.
And she was paid a shit ton of money to do so.
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Another one I had on my list was Snatch.
Okay.
Yeah. Bit of a, low-flying movie that had some pretty big names in there.
Yeah, probably one of Guy Ritchie's best.
Yeah, it was very good. Another one that I had was Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, I hate that movie.
Do you really?
Oh,
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, no.
I can't go past it if it's on TV.
Bored the life out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's fine.
It's your Snowpiercer.
It's my Snowpiercer. A couple of movies. I'll just rattle mine off real quick. We don't have to talk about them. I had Wind River, which had Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch in it. Unbreakable, Hunt for the Wilder People.
Oh, I got to get on that.
Yeah, you check it out. Starship Troopers.
I'm surprised that was not on your list.
Yeah, only because I don't actually think it's underrated because everybody loves that movie.
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods was on there. What else do I have? Small Town Crime, which you should probably check out as well.
Sounds like a podcast.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's it. Now, we asked you, the listeners, what your favourite movies were.
And boy, oh boy, was this a mixed bag.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we asked you guys, what is your most underrated movie? And I think there's a lot of just single response answers, which is good. So what I'll do is I'll read them out and I want to get a reaction.
Okay, you read them, I'll rate them.
Okay. Ice Pirates. Oh, sorry, I got to say who said it. There's listener feedback. From Joey DiCarlo. Ice Pirates.
Never heard of it.
Or Doomsday, which I have actually seen. It's like a mid-2000s film. It was post-apocalyptic, but I can't really remember it.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Not good.
Might have to check it out again. Hey, if Joey DiCarlo says it's good, it's probably good. Michael French says Cody Ugly. I'm not sure if he's being serious.
I love that movie.
Do you?
Yeah, it's super fun.
Okay. Daniel Rowland says Under Siege.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say underrated because it's probably Steven Seagal's best.
Yeah.
By far. And one of his most well-known.
I don't know how you would say that.
Maybe we don't talk about it enough anymore.
Maybe.
Chris Sutherland says Street Fighter.
He's drunk.
He is drunk. He is drunk. There is nothing good about that movie.
You know what's good about it?
What?
The ending.
The ending,
it's
when it
done.
finishes.
Yeah, you're like, I never have to watch that again.
When the VHS pops out of the machine.
And burns itself.
Yeah. Okay, so riddle me this. Out of all the people available in the world as actors, why Van Damme as Guile?
Why not?
Okay, that's fair. You got me there. Scott Smith says The Punisher with Thomas Jane.
Sure, why not?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I prefer Punisher Warzone just because it's real cartoony,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
the violence. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get into it. Chris Sutherland jumped on again, said Snatch. There you go.
Yeah, good pick.
Mike Margosian says Below and Best in Show.
Never seen either of those.
I've seen Best in Show, and it is friggin' hilarious.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is that one?
It's about dog shows.
Oh, okay.
You got to check it out, man. It is actually really funny. Blow I've never seen because it's got Johnny Depp in it, and I don't really like Johnny Depp.
No.
You want to know Johnny Depp's best movie? And I only watched it 2 nights ago. Rango. Check it out.
Yeah.
Check
The
it out.
animated one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Daniel Rollins again has jumped on and said the original Ninja Turtles movie. And I agree with you totally. That movie is amazing.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Until they went to, was it number 3 or 2 where they stopped like actual violence?
2 was Secret of the Ooze, and they had Bebop and Rocksteady. So it doesn't matter what happened because it was still cool. I think it was with Turtles in Time, which is number 3, where it just got so stupid. So we've got Keith Nullawalla says Star Wars Episode 1.
Ah.
That's the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I know. Has a pretty cool race in it.
It doesn't.
Goes for way too long.
It's got one of the best lightsaber battles between Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, and
Jesus.
And obviously Duel of the Fates is one of the best themes
yes,
as well.
The theme song ever. Scores, Troy.
Scores, whatever. Well, I say songs.
Yeah.
Well, there's singing in it. Russell Hicks says Gabriel. I can't remember what that movie is.
Either do I. It doesn't exist then.
Okay. Nadine Mully says Thursday with Thomas Jane.
Oh, yes. That's the little unknown prequel to Friday.
I did not know where you were going with that, but I liked it in the end. Troy Allington says Waterworld.
Ah, yes. Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I wonder, you know what? I'm under this theory that Waterworld and Mad Max are in the same world. Just
possibly.
One half of the world is flooded, then the other half is dry.
How does that work? It's flat.
Nah, man.
The Earth is flat, mate.
It's on the underside.
The bottom side's dry. Yeah. Well, that's
because
fair.
all the water falls away.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. It just like dribbles over the edge still, though.
Yeah, that's
but there's
right.
so much of it.
Yeah.
At its time was like at $200 million. Think about this. $200 million, the most expensive movie ever made.
Yep.
And people were freaking out. And now that's a basic movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it made no money.
Oh, it made no money. Simon Ward says Yellowbeard. Don't know if I know that one.
Sounds made up.
He's just making stuff
that's
up.
fake.
Stephen Taylor says Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh my God, that is not underrated. That's a masterpiece.
That is an absolutely fantastic movie. And I've got a couple more left. So we've got Ken Nain says Grosse Point Blank with John Cusack. Have you seen that one? So he's basically said this movie was way ahead of its time.
Is that the one with the plane?
No. So he's like a hitman that goes back to like his old his school reunion.
Oh, okay.
And stuff happens.
Huh.
And he has to do hitman. So it's actually really good.
Okay.
Check out Grosse Point Blank. But yeah, it's a lot of movies. He's basically saying a lot of movies use the same concept, but not as good.
That's Hollywood, baby.
That's it. Michael Reeves says Three Musketeers with Charlie Sheen as Aramis. Priceless.
I was never a fan of those movies.
Michael Reeves is drunk.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen should... I don't know how. It was just Charlie Sheen was big at the time.
Yeah.
And it was just one of the... I think that's the... where they had that song with Bryan Adams and Rod Stewart and, you know, that I'd Die For You. Oh, God,
yeah,
You know what song I'm talking about? It was
yeah.
so big at the time. Jared Noakes, Eraserhead. David Lynch, It's Wild as Hell. It's weird.
You know, when I saw this, I thought it was Eraser, like the movie Arnold made.
Yeah, yeah.
And like that was pretty cool because I remember he had like this massive gun in it that could like shoot through walls and stuff and like shot electricity or something.
Were you watching Eraserhead and you're just like, when the fuck is Arnold going to turn up?
I was so disappointed.
It's like, why is it in black and white? I've got 2 left. Stuart James says The Rock with Nicolas Cage, which is not underrated.
Yeah, that's not underrated.
Nicolas Cage's best goddamn movie by a long mile.
Next to Con Hair.
No, it's ahead of Con Hair. And Stephen Kroon finally has Dark City. It's an amazing movie that far too many people have seen, including me.
Sounds fake. It's made up. Doesn't exist.
I've not seen Dark City, but I do remember it from like the 80s or 90s or something.
Wow.
So maybe I should go back and check it out.
I'm surprised they had that back then.
Absolutely. That's it. That's all listener feedback I've got. Thank you guys for chiming in. We'll be back next week with some more topics about some stuff that we're talking about. But I'm not going to say right now. I'm going to say it for the listener community.
Actually, if you want to find out what shows are coming up in the future, you have to join the listener community.
That's where it all comes out, baby.
That's it. That's where we keep our dirty little secrets.
Absolutely. Let's wrap it up.
Thanks for listening. As always, I'm Cade.
And I'm Troy.
And this is being Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.
Just flipped it on you.
Yeah, flip the script.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a script in front of me for that.
I know.
Maybe I should just do the outros and you do the intros.
Well, look, here's the thing. If you actually had the run sheet open, you'd see there's a whole other paragraph you were supposed to read, which is what I was getting at.
Oh.
And you just jump to the end. But that's fine. No one will ever know.
No, not at all. Listen to believe.
Oh, fuck off.